guys, we're here with episode 3 of the Phase 5 podcast, now named Beyond the Prop, where we're diving in and getting a little closer look at all of our team riders. This week we got Sean Silveira. A lot of you guys know him. Sean's a 6-time flowboarding world champion, 2021 world Wakesurf champion, and a 4-time pro Wakesurf tour overall champion. Sean's been riding a board since he was a young kid and is probably one of the guys that's really pushing the sport of wake surfing in all aspects of it, from competitiveness to helping young kids get better to even helping outline judging and how that criteria is working at events. So without that, welcome Sean.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's good to be here. I was waiting for the time that you guys asked me to be on this, you know?
Well,
wasn't sure if it was going to happen, but...
It's only episode 3.
I know. It happened quicker than I thought.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so let's get started. Let's start early. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Kissimmee, Florida, actually. And then when I turned 7, we moved to Dr. Phillips. And so that area, I went to school in that area. And then at 9, that's when I picked up a skateboard. And I had my own mentor, Mike, who took me around. He was way older than me. And I went skateboarding with him everywhere. They took me. I was like... little guy, and they were like, hey, come on with us. Taught me how to ollie, and from there I was hooked on skateboarding, and I did it until I was 18, so until I broke too many bones and was getting too over it, you know.
I can relate. Concrete starts to hurt as you get older.
Yeah,
for sure.
That was the avenue into all the other stuff that we're going to talk about. So
nice.
Yeah.
So what was the original draw to skateboarding? Did you play any other team sports or anything like that growing up?
I did. Growing up, I was a soccer player. I started playing soccer when I was 4, and that gradually got into football, which my dad wasn't very happy about because he's Brazilian, so he wanted me to play soccer for my life, and you know, I ended up getting attracted to football. A bunch of my friends from school were playing football, Pop Warner, and so I got into that when I was 8, when I was old enough, and I played that till I was 16. Did a little soccer on the side, did some travel teams and some select teams, but all in all, football took over, and of course, you know, I was the kicker of the football, so...
Perfect, it works.
It worked out.
Yeah, there you go. And then, so like you said, at 9, you picked up skateboard.
Yep.
What was the draw to...
I think it was just the influence from my neighbor Mike. I mean, he was a very talented, athletic kid, and he just wanted to be my friend and wanted to take me everywhere. Thought I was a cool little kid that, you know, could skateboard, and so I think that was the draw for me. And then from there, I mean, obviously, if you're an athlete, you know that once you get hooked on athletics, it's not, you know, you can't get it out.
Right.
So,
right.
I think for me, it was just, I mean, skateboarding is just, all these board sports are just a way to escape and enjoy life, and the way that you can enjoy life, being athletic, being outside, that's the draw for me. So.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. And then, so started skateboarding at 9, and then much like myself, like skateboarding drew you to the beach.
Yep.
And you went surfing.
So then I had another friend, you know, it's all like the community around you, obviously. Then I had another friend, one of my best friends, Taylor, at that age, there in middle school, elementary school, getting out, 13. He brought me to the beach, went to the beach with them, you know, every so often. And then my mom started bringing all of us to the beach in the van for every birthday from like 14 to 17.
Where were you going? Cocoa?
Jetty Park.
Okay.
Cocoa Beach.
Yep.
Lori Wilson. All the spots. So she took us to the beach for all of my birthdays, all the time, and it started with a boogie board. Obviously, I think everyone has that.
Yeah.
And then you know you start standing up on your bodyboard, and then you know you upgrade to a surfboard, and then from there you just, I don't know, man. Surfing in the ocean is unlike any other thing that you can do. So I think that when I started doing it, I was like, holy crap, this is the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
And so I need to have that feeling all the time. As soon as I turned 16, my mom wouldn't let me drive to the beach unless I got certified to be a lifeguard.
There you go.
Then I was like, all right, got to go to Wet n Wild, do the junior lifeguard program. Then I got my license. Then she's like, okay, now you know about riptides, you know about all this stuff. You can save yourself, so you can go by yourself. And then ever since then, it was like, swell's good.
Yeah.
Hop in the car. I used to hide in my friend's car. They used to jump the curb, and we used to go to the beach. And there was hurricane swells. It was so cool. So
That's awesome. Leaving school, you're saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, all right, Mom, I have A's and B's. Can I go surfing with Luke? Yeah, sure. And it was like, lo and behold, school is like, there's a guard gate at the front. You can't get out unless you have early release. But we would hop the curb and get in the truck, hide behind the seat. We'll go.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, fun times.
That's rad. Where's your all-time favorite place that you've got to surf so far?
Oh, man. I think all-time favorite place would have been Ireland, just because it was not the place that I was going to surf, and it was kind of like one of those trips. It was actually for flowboarding.
Like it just worked out.
Yeah, so these guys rented the Flowrider. We got there. It was set up in a parking lot, block away from the beach. And I look over and there's waves. And I'm like, dude, you guys have wetsuits? Like, you have a board I can use? And so I get a board and I'm going out there, and the waves were freaking 3 foot. It was fun. And,
that's awesome.
I surfed by myself. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then these guys were like, oh, you want to go surf a Point Break? And they took us around this cliff. Like, we walked down this cliff, jump off this cliff, left Point Break in the middle of the ocean, come back, and they play a little joke on me with the cow fence. They're like,
hot wire?
Well, yeah, so the guy takes his surfboard, puts it on the fence so I could step over, lets it go. It hits my thigh in a wet wetsuit. And just like, I'm like getting jolted. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And they're like laughing. And I'm like, what is going on? And it's awesome. Like, I noticed that it's just an electric cow fence. And it's just electrocuting me while I'm wet. And so
that's
fun
awesome.
Times, man.
Yeah, that's
such
awesome.
Good trips. And good memories, man. And it's all about the crew that you surround yourself with.
There you go. So barrels, long open faces, or fast rampy waves?
I'm from Florida. Fast rampy waves.
There you go.
Yeah. Skate park.
Nice. All right, so skateboarding draws you to surfing.
Mm-hmm.
Surfing draws you to flowboarding?
I don't think necessarily it drew me to it. I think it was more of just the industry that we were getting into, and like it was just a new avenue to challenge myself, basically. And that was kind of an accident. Like me and my buddies were seniors in high school going to the mall, and we saw a sign for Adrenalina opening like the next day, and we were like, what? We need to come back. And I remember from Watermania there being one, and as a child seeing people bodyboarding it, but never really got to get into it because I was young. And so I was like, dang, man, we need to come back and try it. And the next day we came back and tried it. We all sucked at it, but it's like the competitiveness and the athlete in you, you're like, dude, I gotta get good at this. Like,
because it's tricky at first.
There's
for sure.
There's no way I can't be good at this.
Okay.
And so 2 months later, I had a job there. I won. They had like a contest, and they put it on Fuel TV, and I won it, and just like all from there. And then
that's right. So my first memories of you are Adrenalina.
Right. And that's funny because you came in there, and I was like every time, like you're Drew.
Yeah, like
I know you. You wake surf and wake skate. I wake skate.
Yeah.
Can you take me behind the boat?
Yeah. So, every time that the toe jam was happening in Orlando, we would all come in and ride.
Yeah.
So that was like a pretty quick progression then, flow riding for you, right? Because like Adrenalina was there for like 07, 08 probably opened up?
Yes, it opened in the end of 07.
Right, and you won your first Flowboard championship in 09.
The first contest I won was that TV show.
Right.
And then the World Championship was the year after 08, yes.
Right, okay. Because that is not like a typical, like that's just a fate, like it all worked out. Because like back then, like flow riders weren't just popping up everywhere.
No, they were already everywhere.
Right.
It just wasn't known to me. And then when I traveled to my first contest outside of Adrenalina, which was Alabama, I was like, oh man, there's a lot of people that do this, but their styles were not nearly what mine was.
Right.
And I totally changed that style. It was more of like the carving and the spinning, and then I was like I went to that contest and did a kickflip, and these people were like, what the frick are you doing? And I was like, I don't know. So then it just evolved from there, and And then flowboarding became everyone searching after, the skateboarding background. And so all of those things lead into that, and then which lead into wake surfing. So they're kind of all connected. And and it's cool how, you go from one thing and you can, be at the top, and then you want to challenge. Like you get bored, you want to challenge yourself. So you're on to the next thing. And to be a world champion in 2 sports is pretty cool. And there's several of those guys out there in the wake surfing industry. And I think it's a cool thing for, the younger kids to be inspired by. There's not just one thing. You don't want to put yourself in a box,
Right.
And
Leave
with
your
the team
options
sports,
open.
sometimes people do that.
Absolutely.
And like if they're on that path and they're guaranteed, like some are with talent, then go ahead. But like if you want to, broaden yourself out, give yourself more horizons and more opportunity, then spread yourself out, do everything you can, and
and I feel like that's an easier transition in a way in like the board sport world, right? Like if you can skateboard, you can probably figure out how to ride a skimboard pretty good, which means you're gonna be able to surf.
It just takes practice, and that was for me wake surfing. It took practice coming from the Flowrider. Obviously, tricks are all the same, blah blah blah, but like still, there's different balance. There's you're not leaning back all the time. You're not, you know, you're more on your front foot. It's like different things. So it took me, I would say a year to get used to that.
Yeah, the wake surfing was tricky because of the front foot thing.
Yeah.
Like you never on a board think to lean on your front foot to go. Yeah,
exactly.
That's awesome. Okay, so Adrenalina was like the basic Flowrider. You kind of see it all over the place, right?
Yes.
Like it's 4 feet high, the water rolls up and over it. So the transition going from like you riding that all the time and learning, and then say like San Diego Wave House.
Yes.
Totally
different things.
Right? Like you're not out there throwing kickflips.
Not the first time I went on it, no, but no. So that's a kind of a different transition, and that was in 2008 when the tour was sponsored by Royal Caribbean. That was like the big contest to be at.
Right.
Like if you did good, you got invited to it, and they brought all of the guys that were flow riders, just the single Jett rider, to that contest, and they made them ride the barrel. And it's like, I get there and I'm like, oh, sick. I mean, it looks fun and I'm stoked, but then this guy drops in and breaks his freaking neck right in front of me before I have to go. In 2008, I'm just like 18 years old. I'm about to get on this thing, and this old guy just goes up and just
gets dumped,
knocked down straight on his head. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this.
That's crazy.
But no, I got my butt in there, and it was awesome. And it took for me moving out there to really get into the barrel.
Okay.
And really, really ride it both ways. Because if you were goofy, it was great.
Right.
But
right.
If you were regular, it was so hard. So hard to figure out, especially strapless. So there was another guy that was on the team, Brandon, that also was regular, and so he kind of taught himself to ride both ways. And so a little bit of inspiration from him, and I was off to the races. So
Which is pretty rad, because that really ties into your ability of what you can do behind the boat. Like,
yes, it does.
Which I never thought of, but that's really cool.
So riding the other side of the wave came from the barrel.
Right. You're really comfortable riding either foot forward.
It worked out for 4 years, at least.
All right, so during that round, like you won 09, 2010, 11, 13, 14, 16. Like, so you were in that for quite a while.
Yeah.
Are Worlds on more of the barreling wave or more of like the Adrenalina style?
Flat. Adrenalina,
Okay. Okay.
So the circuit went around the states, and we would travel to every single one, winning contests and waiting for wherever they were going to do Worlds. Sometimes they did it out of the country. Sometimes they did it in the country. And it was.
So the world side of that contest world is a very technical, because of the wave you're on. It's a technical thing, right? Like kick flips, big spins.
Oh yeah. And when it got to Asia, it was like, dude, these kids were
on a whole nother level.
They're on crack, bro.
Yeah.
They're so good.
That's rad.
So good. And
it's like the skateboarding world right now, I feel like.
It's not just like they see like a video, they see someone do it, and then they go do it. And then they're doing it every time.
Every single time.
And then
they
you're
throw
just
it,
like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, what the heck is going on? And then there's like people from the Netherlands, and then there's like everyone comes in, and it's like the craziest thing how things evolve like that.
Yeah.
And
That's
like
awesome.
you're a part, like you were a part of that. And
Right.
It's like it hits different a little bit when you're like around the people again, and you haven't been in it.
Right.
Because now there's like a new generation, and it's cool for me. Like when I think back on it, it's like, dude, you had like a big part of making
Molding
it
that to what it
you know?
is. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's cool to be able to come back and do the judging now. It's like
Right.
my
So
buddy-
that's what I was going to ask.
my buddy Josh runs the tour, and so he asked me to come in and judge, and I'm like, yeah, sure, why not?
That's awesome. I know Phase 5 just recently sponsored the tour.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming it was through you a little bit.
Yeah.
So you are still kind of plugged in
Yeah.
and helping with that.
In a way, not riding, but
Right.
I ride it sometimes, but you know, it's cool to be able to give back, and you know, obviously the skill is there. I know what the judges should be looking for. I've done it for so long.
Right.
So it's, you know, why shouldn't I be sitting in that seat? I mean, it's a no-brainer. So I think the boys that are on the tour think that, I would hope they think the same thing. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a perfect fit, and I want to help where I can and where I have time to help. So it just makes it bigger and shows that, you know, the passion's still there, and that I should, you know, I want to give back in that way, so people remember, you know, that's
Yeah.
how you do it.
Right,
You know,
right.
You can't
Yeah.
just show up and be good and then
Right.
leave.
If everyone leaves, there's
Because
no
then
one there
everyone
to help
thinks you're not
grow
cool.
it.
you
Yeah.
know?
Exactly. And I remember it was years ago. I think you were in Japan, and you sent a photo of you boosting that air on like the double Flowrider. Was it Japan?
China.
China.
Yeah.
China. I'm only bringing it up because I want to make sure I find that photo and we plug it in here.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
You were
If
like
it was
8
just
feet in the air.
If
like
it was indoors, it was
yeah.
China. Yeah.
That was rad.
Yeah.
So do you prefer like a barreling, like big wave, or like the flat wave?
I mean, in the end, I loved both of them.
Right. Yeah.
But in the beginning, I would only prefer a Flowrider flat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would
Gotcha.
only prefer it not barreling.
That's awesome.
But
All right. So you're working at Adrenaline, you're flowboarding.
yes.
When does wake surfing kind of roll into what you're doing?
Okay. Yeah. I think it was years later. I mean, obviously this is...
Because I never took you out in the boat.
No, you didn't. Actually, none of the guys...
Everyone's like,
No,
you want to go
no,
to Adrenaline?
yeah.
I'm like, that weird dude's going to ask us to take it out
You
in the
know-
boat again.
You know what? That's funny you say that, because there was, out of all the guys that did come in, you know, I ended up on Watson's boat the most.
That's fun,
But
yeah.
it wasn't for riding. It
Right.
was for drinking.
Right.
You know, that's here nor there. We're not going to disclose those stories. But, yeah, so, you know, flowboarding, I put a lot of heart and soul and sweat into that, and I rode it out till the very end. And that was in 2016. I think that was like my last official championship, and really I was kind of
Done.
yeah. I was kind of done. And, you know, the money wasn't there, and I was just like living life, and you know, I was getting older, and you know, I had to figure out something. So, but so the 2016, I was still riding. I had two friends, Sean Rivas and Danny Brott. You probably know them.
Oh, yeah.
They were running the Borders magazine, and I visited them a couple times.
Out in Texas, I
Out in
believe, right?
Texas,
Yeah.
yeah. So I transitioned from kind of more. I was still riding Flowrider, but I was managing and setting up our inflatable mobile Flowrider, and it got sent to Amarillo, Texas, for a summer. And so I was there in the armpit of Texas, chilling. Yeah. But yeah, it was cool. They called me up. They're like, "Hey, you need to try wake surfing." And I was like, "Okay." Fly to Dallas. There's an endless wake surf tour event by Taiga happening.
Okay, yeah.
Right by our house. You can stay. We will get you on a boat to do whatever before. And I was like, "All right, cool." So I like gave these random kids at the water park, and no one ever knows this story.
Here we
Till
go.
now,
I like
had
it.
told no one. Yeah, I kind of skipped out for 3 days and went to Dallas, let these kids that were running the water park run the Flowrider. I was like, here, this is what you got to do. Can you do this so I can get to this event? And I just skipped out on work, didn't tell them.
Yeah. So like when you flew into Dallas, you went to Dallas is where the event was?
Yeah.
So and Danny, those guys took you out.
Yeah.
Like, how was that?
The
transition?
first time I got on it, it was not foreign, that's for sure. I felt right at home, except when I started to spin. So the only thing is like I got on automatically shove in, shove out, like no problem, because it's just exactly like
your
the
Flowrider,
exactly identical. When it got to putting weight forward and putting weight back, that's when I kind of got confused, and I was just like, what? How do I like stop this thing and switch? How do I do this? Because I'm so used to being on my back foot when I'm doing tray flips,
all the
kick
time.
all the time.
Yeah.
And so that was the biggest transition for me. And like I said before earlier, it's like it took probably a year to get used to that.
To get
like
really
asking
comfortable.
other guys, like I couldn't big spin for the longest time. I could do the big spin, but I couldn't hold switch. And I was like, Aaron, how do I hold this thing switch?
Right.
And he's like, just pretend you're stomping on a bug on the concrete on your back foot. And I was like, oh, okay. I kept that with me the whole time. I even to this day teach
That's
people
awesome.
how to do that.
Right.
To hold it switch, and it's,
It
it's
works.
things that like that just they hit home, man. Like
That's
you really
awesome.
got to keep stuff like that with you.
Right.
It'll make your journey a lot easier.
Yeah. So you rode that event as Outlaw.
Uh-huh.
That was 16.
Uh-huh.
17, you're like, okay, time to go. I'm just going to go.
I did that event, and then I did a couple others, I think, because then they invited me to Worlds that year in Florida.
Okay.
And so
That's the one
I
we were
was
just talking
there.
about earlier.
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale.
And I did absolutely horrible. So for the
But
people,
you didn't get bit by a water moccasin or
The
anything, so
people-
you did okay.
the people watching, I did absolutely horrible. So in life, sometimes things don't go the way you want. And you just got to suck it up and move on. Because look at me now. So it's just like when you get put down, just get back up and keep going, work harder.
There you go.
That's if you want to take anything away from this.
So that was Worlds of 17? Or
That
18?
was 16.
16.
That was 16,
okay.
yeah.
So then 17.
Because then I was like, all right, 16, I wanted to set some goals. I was still in California. I rode out the season in California for 2017, and then I started moving back. And 17, I set my goals, and I was just like, dude, I want to qualify for the PWT.
Right.
That's what I want to do.
Right.
And so that's what I did.
Okay.
And then I was like, the next year, I was like, I want to get on the podium. Well, I wanted to qualify for 2017 and get on the podium. And
Right.
I did that. And I
Right.
was like, all right, sick. I make some new goals for myself. 2018, I want to
18.
win a guitar.
Right.
I
And
wanna
18, you got on the PWT. And
Yeah.
that was kind of like your breakout year.
Yes.
Like 18
18
is where like
18 was-
Sean Silveira is like
Yeah.
is a wake surfer.
Yeah, 18 was a big year for me. I had a lot to prove, and but it doesn't happen with just doing it. Like setting goals for yourself and like trying to crush them is a very good way of getting to your goals.
Right. Right.
So
yeah.
I wanted to get on the podium, and I wanted to win a guitar, and I did that. I think I did more than that. I think I won like 2, and then I won the overall. So 3 total that year, and
Right. And your first one was at the Stop 2 in Ackworth.
yeah.
And I think it was
That was a big one.
That was like the all Phase 5 podium there.
It was
you,
sick.
John, and Parker, right?
Yeah, I remember, dude. After we figured out who won and everything, there was like the biggest flotilla ever, and and we were like, oh, let's go out there, and everyone got on their surfboards and paddled out there, and there's girls like throwing Jello shots at us and doing all this stuff. It was crazy. It was one of the craziest.
Fun.
Like wake surfing from 2015 to like 2020 was insane.
Right.
Like, obviously that was when we were still partying, but like that's here nor there. We don't party anymore. Sober living.
Right. There you go.
And but no, man, you got to live out those experiences. And that year was a great year for me. Not even on the PWT, like on the CWSA. It's like I held number 1 in the world, not the contest itself, but
All
the
the way
rankings.
through. Yeah.
Like
The overalls.
the overall for 3 years in a row. So like that's consistency if you've ever seen it.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So always in the back of my mind, I wanted to win worlds, but I was kind of confused why they were doing both. Like have a contest and
have an overall. It's like two, like potentially could be two different people.
Yes, exactly. It was two different people every time.
Right.
You know, it's like, in surfing, it's like the guy that has the most points is the world champion.
Right, because
he shows the most consistency.
Right, because so for those 3 years, like you were overall the guy,
I was the world champion,
but didn't win worlds.
Yeah, but didn't win worlds. Yeah.
So they were.
It was kind of like
kind of weird. Hey, really good.
It was like, dude,
good job,
you
Sean.
are so good, but you are not the champion.
And then PWT wise, like you won that consecutive 18, 19, 20, 21.
Yes.
Which is again.
Yeah.
Kind of tip of the cap to consistency.
I don't think anyone has done that.
Okay, I like it.
I think that Noah has won every single event. He's won 4 events.
Like a whole year.
In the year.
Full, yes.
Yeah. I think he did that a lot of times.
Yeah.
Before I got there.
I remember years where like he was like set to win like every contest.
He was very dominant. Yeah. He was very dominant. Yeah.
But so 2019 comes, and that's the summer that you and John did the unofficially dubbed Sean John tour all over the summer, right?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was cool, dude.
It was like what, you, John, and Tidy, I think, right?
Yeah, Tidy,
Like
we were just hitting wave pools and hitting whatever was in our path. We would go on adventures, and man, it was cool. We stayed with Drew a couple times in Texas. Went to like the little river wave that they had. Did the Waco wave pool.
Right. Well, that's the one contest you and I rode in together. So 2019 Nationals.
Yes.
Yeah. And I remember somehow I made the final.
Dude, I don't know why Nanti got rid of that national spot.
That was really good. I even went back there. So in the back of Wakesurf, there is they own a private lake.
Yes.
And I flew in like the middle of winter and tested the lake, and like they have like
we had the event there
the following year.
The following year,
right.
You were in the river, Yes. I did horrible there,
Yes, I was in the river,
because all I was thinking about was
you
surfing
took
wave pool.
You took third.
Did I?
In 2019, yeah, because I think I took like 4th or 5th.
Did they do it the year before? Because there was one year that I did absolutely. I didn't even make it to the freaking.
I know
finals.
the year that I went, you took 3rd, because I was searching through. I was hoping it was a year that I just I was hoping the one time I was hoping I just upped you a little bit, but I didn't. You beat me. You beat me.
Yes!
But I was the oldest guy in the boat for finals by 10 years.
Yeah, and now the tables have turned.
You're that guy.
By 20 years, it feels like these days.
So as far as traveling around, like, just take a break from the contest thing for a minute, like, you've gone on, I mean, you've traveled the world.
Yes.
Like, even just for wake surfing, really. Like, what was, like, that one trip that stands out to you? Like, they're all fun, right?
Yeah,
you're traveling to wake surf, but is there that trip where you're like, okay, like, this one just takes the cake, like, it was the best?
Oh, man, that's such a hard question to ask. Man, there's got to be more parameters. Like, it's got to be based off of, like, city, best, like, food.
Just all around.
I would say the best trips recently that I've taken for wake surfing specifically have been to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I mean, it is one of the greatest cities I've ever visited. And the hospitality and just the people that they're so nice, and just everybody loves wake surfing. They're so passionate about it. And like when a figure of that stature comes through, it's like, dude, this is like they really like soak it in, like
genuinely enjoy.
It's way different than America, and that makes us feel amazing, like times a billion. So it's cool, and I enjoy every time I go there. And the adventures, like Jethro gets me in, and he's just
such
the
a
best
good dude.
host. And,
such a good dude.
Yeah, and yeah, man, just all the schools like thriving, his Wakevolution. He does he's got a lot of like little jets coming up. And it's cool how like all of these different places are following in that kind of footprint,
Right, and
if they keep following in that footprint, we'll just like see everything
talent
rise.
coming.
Like, the level will be insane, and that's the point. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so you're traveling, you're filming, you're competing. All is good, right? 2020 comes around, and you just kind of hit on it a little bit, but it was like, you know what, Sean, like we got so many boards. Like you just sat in the 2027 meeting, so you know how it goes
Yes,
now.
yeah.
Like we got too many boards, Sean, we can't do it. And then like in like the 11th hour, it was like, hey, we're going to give you a board. We need your graphic yesterday.
Yeah, Max, yeah. He didn't call me actually. He sent me an email.
Yeah.
So I remember like this, like the back of my hand. I was at the boat show for Marine Products.
Utah?
At the time, yeah, Utah. It's winter. And I'm browsing around the shop and I get this email. It's like, hey, Sean, we need you to start designing your new model for 2020,
I think is what it would have been.
Was it 2019?
That would have been in 2019 for a 2020 model,
for 2020.
I think. Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Is this like, this email get sent to the right person? Because I just got told like 2 weeks before that you were going to be writing the Matrix.
There's no room, buddy.
The graphic. And I was fine with that.
Right.
Because I love the Matrix.
Right.
You know, it's a great board. And I was prepared for a graphic with the Matrix. And here gets this email. We need to design your board and we only have 2 months to do it. And I'm like, oh, so you need to start thinking about stuff now.
Right.
And I call him up and I'm like, okay, yeah, so I'm in the shop right now and I was just browsing around the boards, looking at all of our boards, and I saw the hipster and I was like looking at the nose. I'm like, oh, you know what would be sick is if we just made a board with twin tips, like a skateboard. So here we go, full circle, it's coming back.
Right.
Like something I've already been used to, you know, with the Flowboard.
Flowboard,
same thing.
yeah, exactly.
And so the design came from that. I was just like, hey, Max, what if we take the Matrix? I like the shape of it. I like the width of it. I like the thickness of it. And just cut the nose and tail. And it'd be like a twin tip snowboard, skateboard, flowboard, whatever. And he's like, oh, that'd be pretty cool. We'll make you some.
Right. And so, simple. It would have been easy for us to like.
I think it took maybe 3 prototypes before we got it right. Yeah. And we were off to the races, and the key was born. And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. So 2020 pro model. 2021 you win the overall PWT. Mm-hmm. But it's also the year that you win the world championship.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. It was a big year.
That was Worlds where? Where did
that was Worlds in Conroe, Texas.
Texas. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Conroe, Texas.
So how hard were you pushing for like that event? Like at what point were you like, okay, like I've held it for the overall for 3 years in a row, like
for
I've
PWT?
been to world? No, for the CW,
for world,
the Centurion World Championships, yeah. Like, was there a part of you that was like, is this contest ever going to happen for me? Like, am I gonna pull this off?
Every freaking day, dude. It's tough to win everything. But it's also tough to win everything and then not have the one thing that you haven't won.
The biggest one that you want, right?
It's really pain in the butt, man. Let me tell you. For your brain, for your body, for everything.
Mental, everything,
just everything.
Yes.
So yeah, it really weighed on me because it was the only thing that I hadn't done.
Right.
And it was the only thing left I had to prove. And
so is that win, if you compare your PWT wins, which came earlier on for you, or that win in 2021, which one do you like have more appreciation for? Which obviously, I think like PWT is super hard, right? Because that was only like what 8 or 9 of like the best guys, so you knew you were gonna have to like.
I mean, back then when you had to qualify for it,
right,
every time unless you were in the top 3,
right?
Yes, but on the other hand, the
Worlds was stacked
as
well.
Yes, it was. It was just me versus. I feel like in that era, it was me versus Tyler, and he's just
Stewart.
I mean,
Tyler Stewart, right? Yeah,
and he's a
incredible
freaking surfer.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's a great athlete.
Yep.
But I just needed to win it, and there was nothing else that could happen at that moment. And when it did, like I literally cried. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like
was it one of those like you put your run down and like you knew like
I was
this
like,
is over? I did it.
Finally. Frick. It only took 4 years.
That's awesome.
I mean, there were so many years where people were like this is like the year.
I think you did it. I think
because
you did it.
Like 2018, 2019, like when John won, it was like, oh man, I was so happy for him.
Right.
But like,
so frustrated at the same time.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It was so frustrating because the circumstances changed. And when the circumstances change and you don't have a plan for those circumstances, it gets in your head.
Right.
And I don't know who was around for that, but the wind was ripping in Utah, and they automatically were like, all right, we got to change the course. We're going to change it to 1/72nd course, one way. And Sean, being right side and left side rider, he was like, holy crap,
that
how am I
just
going to
killed
manage
you.
this?
Yeah.
And so I got up there and I blew it, and it just got in my head, and he just, he didn't blow it.
Right.
So
he did what John did.
He did what John does. And like, that's all you could ask for. And I think everyone was hyped. It was hyped.
That's
like,
awesome.
No one's mad about that.
Right, right. Yeah. But it felt good to come back the next year.
Yeah,
it
did.
Like,
2021, dude, was a year, and like everyone was there to witness it, which was how I always envisioned it. So just everyone that's been along my journey, and that even makes it sweeter.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, I would have to say the world's was one.
A little sweeter.
Yes, It was a little sweeter. I mean, the PWTs are cool, but that was the one that got away, and then I got it, and it was like, holy crap, now I'm good. Now I can just sell my board and have fun.
Right. So that kind of leads us. So like the last 4 or 5 years, like since then, really almost, right? There's been like this total shift in like your direction and your drive.
Yeah. After that year, definitely like 22, 23, like I was dead set on coaching, because so many people wanted to come ride with me, and I was like so surprised. I was like, why are all these people like asking me, hey, like, do you do lessons? Do you do this? I'm like, oh yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I guess like. And
at that point in 21, were you still with Supra?
I switched.
Okay, that was right around that time.
Yeah, right around. I think 2020 was right around when I switched, I want to say. I think 2018, 2019, I was with Supra.
Okay.
So
then you would have been Centurion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And so, yeah, man, COVID was a crazy year, dude.
Right.
Like, everything shot up. Like, everyone wanted stuff, and it was crazy.
And being somebody who does something outside, like, they could come and get on a boat and not feel trapped. Like, you were...
That was crazy.
Like, lessons were good. Like, you were busy, right?
Yeah, but also, at the same time, I got busy. It was great. I was making money, which was great. But I lost all my riding. Like, I didn't ride at all.
You're just driving a boat,
and
coaching.
I just, like, and it was like, at one point, I was just like, dude, my mental health was going down the hill.
Almost like
honestly,
a part of you was gone all of a sudden, right? Yeah.
Truthfully, like, I never really say anything, like, to people about this, but, like, it's like a real thing, dude. Like, I was on that boat every day, like, sometimes 10 hours a freaking day, with just families, like, coming out, in and out, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, like, I've lost, like, my passion for actually getting behind the boat and riding. Like, my riding skill has decreased.
Competitive drive is not being fed at all anymore.
I don't want to do anything.
Right.
Like, I don't want to be on the boat at all. Like, that's the last thing I want to do.
Right.
And then after 23, I was like, dude, I gotta stop. Like, I started taking less on, like, more trip-wise lesson stuff where I could make a litle bit more money at that time, and then spend that other time focusing on riding. But that was when like Jett was coming up and getting better than me, and I was like, holy crap, I can't let this little kid get better than me. So I got to be better than him. But that wasn't going to happen. So, but when we ride together, he is so good that I learn stuff.
Right.
And it's cool to see that.
Yeah.
I have gotten better since watching him ride, especially on tricks that I wasn't even doing, that all these guys were doing, like Tyler and Jett, Swannies, all that. I didn't do any of that stuff. I got by with just doing the stuff that I came in the game with.
You brought it from your background.
And then, I was like, I have to do this now, because I'm not riding the other side, and everyone's riding this side, but they're riding more switch.
Got to figure it out.
That's where Jett comes in. I learned how to do all this stuff, and now I'm like back in the mix a little bit.
Right.
Maybe podium, maybe which is fine for me. I feel like I'm on my cruise control era. Like, I don't know if you've ever felt like that. Like,
Yeah.
board's selling great. Everyone
Right.
likes
Yeah,
the product, and that's good. And I don't have to ride number one. I don't have to be number one.
And that's a kind of a relaxing feeling.
Yes, it's great. I can go on surf trips if I want to, and I can have fun and think about wake surfing when I get home, and not think about it 24/7 and like have to, win this next contest or
where you wake up in the middle of the night thinking about things. And
Yeah.
No, I get you. But I'm going to give a little secret out to all the kids in the world. It seems the way it works out is we either sponsor young kids and they start taking lessons with you, or they're taking lessons with you and then we sponsor them. But it seems the key to getting on the Phase 5 team is through your mode.
That is a 3-in-1, bro.
No. But yeah, so we're talking about coaching and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, the name that's came up a bunch is Jett Lambert.
Yes.
AKA Jett Shreds, for those that don't know.
Jett Shreds, and I'm sure you do know. So don't even. That's not even a question.
And if you don't know, you're gonna learn really quick. And from my side of it, like I grew up board sports. I love it. I've skateboarded, wake skated. Like I've been around all the top guys in all those sports, right? So like, probably much like you, really got to do something to impress me.
Same.
If Jett steps on a wake surf board, I am silently sitting down and watching.
Just watching.
Like it is.
I mean, that's everyone. I think. I mean, it's me too.
Mind blowing. It is really mind blowing what the kid does.
And I don't. I probably am a little bit less like impressed as far as because I just do it in spite of him because he's so good, and I want him to be a little bit pissed that I'm not impressed.
Right. No, for sure. So Jett came in like as far as Phase 5. I think he was like 12, 13 years old when we sponsored him. Prior to that, he had already been riding with you.
Yeah, 10.
At 10.
Yes.
Okay.
Landed his first 5 shove at 10.
Right.
And 5 big.
And we're close to Jett now, but like you have a pretty cool relationship with Jett from like you here and Jett here, and it's kind of like transferred over. Circle, so like run us through that whole.
It's like I said, like growing up, I had the same thing, and I tell this to everyone. It's like I had the same mentorship that Jett had with me, and so I think when you have the status in the sport, you create this brand, people know you, like they can't just know you, they have to see what you're giving back. Right? And that is Jett, like that he is a product of me giving back to making this sport what people want it to be, which is I make a salary, I can live, I can have a house, I can have a boat, and right now it's not quite there yet. But with that vision, people can see it getting there. Right. And so I think it's very important for that to be a part of the journey, which is great for him.
That's where everyone needs.
It's great for him, but now he's on his own. Like he's doing things on his own. Like however many more kids can do that, like that's when they're like, oh, maybe we should get lessons with Sean. Like maybe we should go ride with him. Like, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, but there is plenty of great coaches out there. And we're not taking away anything from them. But my experience and my athleticism and all of the things that I've already done have got him to the point where he's at. If he didn't have that, I'm sure he would still be somewhere around where he's at. But it's also the influence of style. It's not just teaching him maneuvers. It's how my brain worked when I was doing exactly what he's doing. Okay? It's not just skill. Like you have to be able to compete. If you can't, then you have nothing. If that's what you want to do.
Exactly.
If you don't, then you just have fun, which is great.
Because you can't teach someone to be competitive.
No,
like
you
it's
can't.
either there or it's
not. He had that prior. Like he had the experience that I had prior with skateboarding. So his mentality is great. He just needed the mechanics. So.
And I feel like with Jett, the competitive side, it almost is like he's always competing against Jett. Never anybody else. No. And I don't mean that from a talent wise. I mean like from a mindset wise, like like if Jett goes out and rides and crushes it in his mind, like where he ends up,
it's probably not crushing it.
Is it right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But if he goes out and rides mediocre,
he knows that it was shit,
and he wins the contest, he's not stoked.
He's not
stoked. Right.
No.
Right.
No. He's always he's striving for 200%. It's not
constantly.
You cannot. Yeah. There's no room for error. So
right.
Especially in this division, coming from a judge myself, it's like, dude, we're not just, it's not, I mean, it's overall impression, but dude, like, you need to stick your tricks. Like, if you're putting your hand in the water, if your freaking foot comes off.
Those are the separations.
Those are the separations. Like, you're all doing the same
yeah.
stuff. We need to separate it somehow.
Right.
Yep. So.
Like snowboarding or anything else, right? Hand
dude,
drag.
Your hand drag, your score drops by 50%.
Right, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
So.
Very cool. All right, let's dive in a little bit more now on the Phase 5 key. Let's start with the name and the logo. It's on your hat. So we talked about Jett a lot. Jett has built the Jett Shreds brand.
Yes.
But Sean Silveira has built the key.
Yeah.
Little key with a smiley face on it. Which pretty much sums up who you are.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it kind of all goes back to when I was in California. Me and my buddy, we wanted to start, a clothing brand, and we wanted to call it Smile Damn It, and that was like our thing. And I wrote it on all my surfboards and like everywhere. We made some sweatpants and had a logo, and it was a smiley face. And I think at one point or another, we were just like, we're kind of just doing this, for us, right? We wanted to do it mass, but like, it's so hard to start a clothing brand.
Right.
You need to be 100% in, and like, we were, like, I was traveling everywhere. He was traveling everywhere, like building Flowriders, and so we just didn't really have the time, but we did make a few samples, and we kept them with us, and I think that vibe transferred back into when I moved back to Florida, and then ended up moving out to Claremont, and we got a skate park near the house, and there was a skate shop that opened up. This old locksmith building. Right. They acquired it, and on the top of it was a key.
Nice.
And I passed it, and one day, and I was like, it was painted, and I was like, dude, that would be sick as a logo. And so I went and called the trademark people, and I freaking trademarked it. And that's the logo. That's where I got it. So, I got it from there. And the name is a little bit of a story, but I'll make it a short one. So I was on the phone with a friend, and I was like, this was just like when he had emailed me. I got back, I was home or something like that, and I was like, I gotta tell my friend about this. So I called her up, and I was like, hey, like, they're giving me a pro model, and I just need to come up with a name. Like, I don't know what to call it. And we were thinking about keywords from Florida. Right. And like, just like Florida, like, I was writing down names, and she was like Key West, like Key, Florida, like Florida, Key, like Key would be a good one. So I wrote it down, and I had like 6 of these names down on a piece of paper, and I was just going through them, like reading them every night, like reading them, like, what sounds the best? What sounds the best? And I was just like, I think it's the Key. I think it's the Key. I called Max, and I was like, dude, I think the name is the Key. And he's like, I like that. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. And that's how I came up with the name. And I mean, I feel like everything I pass by Max, if he does not like make an impression or like get excited, then it's probably not good. Right. So yeah. No, for sure. For sure. When he's like, yeah, man, I like that. It's like, dude, yeah, let's run with it.
That's awesome. Oh. And that's now, I mean, I think the Key's probably the top selling board, obviously with Phase 5. We got your new Key. Yeah, which we'll talk about the shape here in a little bit. Yeah. You got the Key collaboration with Jett, which is the original Key style. Mm-hmm. And then we have the Key collaboration with Whitley, which is original style, smaller sizes. So you kind of got that whole package kind of working, which is pretty rad.
it's always been like, obviously the dream, like since I was 9 was to be a professional athlete, obviously. And that was like, that was in like tunnel vision.
Right.
Like I want to do this. I do not want to go work in an office. I do not want to go to college. You know, I barely even want to go to high school, Mom. So I think like I just wanted to do that. And so I was going to do it no matter what. And always growing up, it's like you see like skateboarding, like all these guys, like all the top guys, like Eric Costin, like they all have collections and like clothes, boards, shoes,
the whole deal,
socks, whatever, hats. And so I think that when I came up with that idea, when I talked to Max about it, adding them in, it was kind of like I was thinking about just kind of creating a bigger brand than myself and just making it a brand. Not because it's me, it's because it's the Key like collection. And if you want to be a part of that, then come on.
Here's all the ways you can do it. Yeah, there's multiple options. That's awesome. So the Key, the smiley face, like to me, like I said earlier, like that is Sean to a T. And it's contagious, right? Like I know like if we're going to a photo shoot, like I can drive the hour and 45 minutes and like when I pull in, if you're going to be there, like there's your big dumb mug staring at me, like smiling ear to ear, and like you can't do anything but smile back and like feel good about it. Like what keeps that going in you? Like in this day and age, like how often is Sean a mad, upset guy?
I'd say I would only be mad when it comes down to like house stuff.
Right. Right.
Responsibility.
Right.
Kids. Responsibility changes your outlook on life a little bit. I just, responsibility has never been my thing. I don't like it. Kind of makes me mad, but you know, when you grow up and you're an adult,
you just got to accept it and move on.
So I think I've done a very good job of pushing it to the side when it needs to be pushed. You know?
Yeah.
So I think, you know, I just try. I mean, dude, you just got to look at what the situation is. The situation is I wake up every day and I don't have an obligation to go to work. I want to go. So there's one aspect like, oh, what are you going to do today? I'm going to go surf.
Right.
Maybe it's going to be in the ocean. Maybe it's going to be on the beyond
who
the
knows?
boat. But who knows?
Yeah.
So I think it's like when it comes down to it, you really just got to put yourself in the situation and be like, all right,
realize
what can you be mad about in this situation?
Right.
Absolutely zero. Yeah. Nothing. And that kind of gets you through it.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. All right. So talking about your board, when you designed the board, did you think it was going to be as successful as it's been? Like, what were your hopes? Like, okay, I got to put it on the board. Now what?
To be absolutely honest with you, no.
Right.
No. Because I had a Flowboard Pro model. It didn't sell. You know? And I was the guy.
Right.
Like, I was the guy in that. Yeah. I mean, people bought it, but, like, more or less venues bought it.
Yeah.
Which was a good thing, I guess. But, like, for individual consumer, like, no. It was not very successful. And so it kind of got me a little scared. But I think that what I didn't realize is that the wake surf industry or water sports industry is like 50 times bigger than flowboarding. Yeah. And so I based it off of false advertisement, basically.
Right. What your experience was prior to.
Yeah. Like there's not nearly the amount of people flowboarding that there is wake surfing. Right. Like, I mean, in general.
And that number's growing
generic wake surfing, not professional wake surfing.
Right. No, just everyday
guys. So I think the hype was a lot more, and I think it really helped with me being, you know, on the PWT, winning a little bit helped. Yeah. Being a good person when people are there and trying to get them in and telling them information that they need to know and just answering questions and just being present. Like, honestly, the best thing you can do for your brand is be present to people that think that you're, you know, bigger than you are. Right. You know? Yeah. No doubt. These little kids look up to you. Yeah. Make sure They keep looking up to you.
And you get out what you put in, right?
Don't be a jerk.
Right.
You know, it's like that really helps with the fan base.
Yeah.
I think. So
that's an important statement.
When you're selling something and you want people to buy it, don't be a jerk.
That's awesome. All right, so this year, 2026, the key, your version of the key has gotten an upgrade.
Yes.
Right? You got the rounder nose.
Yeah.
Talk us through what made the changes, why you made the changes.
I didn't want to change it so much that it made people not like it, and I wanted to give it a little bit of a different look with the same riding.
Right.
And I
Same
think
feel.
I did that. I accomplished that for myself at least, and for the people that I've talked to. They think that it's not that different, and they got on it and they rode it
to their ability.
Good, or if not better than they rode the other ones. So I think the nose, the flatter rocker, and keeping the tail and adding the full pad really changed it up and gave it a new look. And I think people are excited about it. I hope they're excited about it. And,
yeah.
If you haven't tried it, let me know. I can come to my house. You can try it.
All right.
Yeah.
Be careful. You do that, you might end up on the Phase 5 team. You never know.
You never know.
All right. So 2026, like I said, new board, and then kind of new roles in the Wakesurf world for you, right? We brought you on, now you're not just team rider, Sean, now you're part team manager with Max, myself, Walzer.
Yeah.
How's that been for you?
It's cool. It's cool to be able to know what's going on, and I think being in this space, you and me, in the same era that we grew up in, it's cool to have that experience on the team side, because the spotting the talent and getting them to gravitate towards the brand and doing all that stuff, it takes a fine skill, obviously.
Right.
It's not just hey, come here.
Right.
It's these kids are getting good, and some of them are really good, and some of them stand out more than others, and that's how it is. I mean, it was more cutthroat when we were going.
Right. Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah.
So.
And I think it's cool having you on board, because Max is obviously running a company.
Yes. There's a lot of things going
I'm,
on.
wife, sophomore kid in high school, life's going fast.
Yeah.
But you're not only are you coaching these kids at your house, but when you're at the event, you're kind of their go-to.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, this guy just did this. Should I change something?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm in the field, you guys are here, but it's if you have a question, you can just ask me. I probably know the answer.
Right.
So it's a good dynamic.
Yeah,
I think.
For sure. Another new role that you've taken on is you are now chief judge.
Yeah.
Of all, kind of overseeing all the WWA events, right?
I am training. So Chad Lowe is stepping up in the WWA, and they've asked me to come in and train to do some chief judging this year. And so I'll start training with the Centurion Tour, the WSWS, and then I think I might be doing one event by myself this year. So we'll see what the future holds. But yeah, I'm excited, and it's just another way to stay relevant and give back, and not a lot of people want to do that. So
no, it's another good example that you're setting.
Try
and you're the right guy for this because you're training to be chief judge now, but for at least the last year, 2 years, you've been kind of a full-time judge in a boat for 7, 10, 11 hours a day.
Yep.
Running events and stuff. What is your overall? So when I was in this, there was CWSA.
Yes.
Right? That was what we had. Then it was that kind of separated WWS or WSWS, CWSA. Then Nautique got going with the WWA events. So there's a lot of moving parts in wake surfing.
Yes.
And it seems that WWA is trying to be that body that hey, let's kind of all work together.
Yes.
What do you see? What's your overall view of the whole competitive wake surf world right now?
Dude, Shannon has done a fantastic job of getting everyone, at least Centurion and Nautique, under the same umbrella. Right. And with that, I mean, we're on time. The judging's good. It's in order.
Right.
everything runs smoothly.
You know what judging criteria is you need to be looking for as a rider.
Everything runs smoothly.
Right?
People are not sitting around for 3 hours. Like, and like, no offense to before, but like,
it was always behind.
Yes. And I just think like it's cool organization, and like they're doing something.
Right.
Like they're trying to
proactive
make it better.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to make it more organized. They're trying to make it so that there's nothing like unpredictable happening. So people are not, you know, hopefully not complaining, you know. So I think it's a good path for where we want the sport to go, as long as we can get people to keep staying on board.
Right, and giving back to it, helping out.
Yeah. And that's how it's going to work. I think it's going to be better. So.
Right. We just need more Seans as they start to get to the end of their riding career.
Could be cool.
Not saying you're there, but
probably soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen you ride. I know what you got going there.
Maybe.
All right, let's go a couple of this or that questions. Finals of the World Championships. Do you want to be first off the dock or last off the dock?
Last.
How come?
Because I get to see what everyone does.
Wow.
I always, my whole entire career, I was last.
Really?
In flowboarding, rarely. I cannot count.
Which is a good thing, because it typically means you were number one going into it. So that's always the bonus.
But not even that. It was for that format specifically, like 3 runs, 2 count. When you're on that thing and you can see what's happening, like
it's huge.
It's good.
Yeah.
Like that format was great because that guy fell, his score just minus by 2, so I don't have to go out there and kill it. I can just stay conservative. So it was a very strategic game.
Right.
And for the first couple of years in wakesurfing, for me, it was the same thing.
Right.
Like I enjoyed going last.
Right. You could be like, okay, I don't have to risk that banger.
Exactly. And I could tame whatever I wanted and get through.
Right.
Because for those 4 years, I don't know if anyone noticed, but for a stat that you probably have never heard of, I did not do 1 5-shove to win any events in the 4 years that I did a contest.
That's rad.
Not one.
That's right.
So I only had to learn that.
Only what you needed to know, right?
I only had to learn that until Jett and Tyler and Swannies and all that.
It became a
I hated doing 5 shoves. I never did one.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
I just did other variations of a 5.
Yeah.
And people were like,
so that was the 1-5 variation that I've never been good at.
Dude, yeah, I was never good at it.
Like 540 bigger spins, I was okay.
Yeah.
Regular 540 big spin.
I was never good at it. I hated it.
Yep.
Didn't win one contest doing it.
That's awesome.
You know.
See, I was the opposite.
It goes to show when you pay attention to what's going on around you, you can come up with a better plan if you don't like the plan that's going on.
Yeah.
But ultimately, if you're trying to compete against someone, you're going to have to do what they're doing.
Right. Yeah. I was always the go first and be the pressure applier.
Yes.
Like I know if I were to look back at contest against Keenan back in the day, if I got to ride right before he did, that was my best opportunity.
Yes.
I had to ride good.
Yeah.
Like there's still pressure, but I knew if I rode good, that was my best opportunity to beat Keenan.
Yeah.
Like who's still out there crushing it.
Yes.
Like didn't he just win? Did he win Worlds last
year?
year?
He did.
Like pretty rad.
Yes.
Like, all right. Let's see what else. Contest or content? What would you rather do?
Oh gosh. Like, are you asking me like 2017, Sean, or 2026?
No,
Sean?
2017. Like now. What do you think has more weight to it, contest or content overall?
Oh, overall?
Yeah.
Oh, content.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, that's. I mean, the world we live in runs on social media, dude. Like, if you have a business and you don't have social media, I'm sorry about you. Like, get with the times.
Right.
Because it's taken over.
Yeah. Golf with the boys or a good session in the boat with the boys?
Oh, golf, totally. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, what?
All right, you get to pick one.
No.
The best Flowrider setup with a crew of your choice, surf trip to your bucket list place with one friend, or a snowboard trip of your choice with a group of friends. Where are you going?
I have to pick one and then tell you?
One of the 3 you can do. What are you going for?
Oh my gosh. Oh man, that's
surf trip, snowboard trip, or flowboard trip.
But the surf trip, you can only take one person.
One person.
But the snowboard trip, you can take it along.
Take a crew with you.
All right. Yeah. I'm going to go with snowboard trip.
Take the crew.
Yeah. And take the crew.
There you go.
And
where are you
to
going?
Japan.
Okay.
For sure.
That's right. 2026. We were in the office earlier. I heard a little talk of Sean kind of getting into some more contests maybe this year. Like, what are the plans for 26?
Yeah. Plans for 26 are to continue to grow the sport, judge the contests, mold some kids' skills and their minds, and push them to better their skills and enjoy the sport of wake surfing, and myself to get on some podiums this year. I think it's possible, and I'm gonna push myself to do so, and then we'll see what happens after that. I don't know.
Nice. You podied, was it a PWT tour? I just saw somewhere maybe it was
I didn't.
Jett won and you were on the podium with them, and there was a post like, we haven't been here in a while together.
Oh yeah,
that. Was that recently, right?
I think, yeah, I got second at a pro.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that was cool.
That's super cool.
But I did win Dubai and Taipei at the end of the year. So that was cool.
Yeah, all right.
That was cool.
Is there some motivation to step a step higher than Jett at a contest?
I mean, there's always, I'm competitive as crap.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, that's me.
It's always there.
I always want to beat him, obviously. I mean, as it does everyone. Is it possible? That's the question. I'm going to probably, if we were betting, say no and bet against myself.
Right.
But there's always a possibility.
You never know, right?
Yeah, you never know.
But the cool thing with that, like I've seen, like I think you've traveled to events that you weren't even riding in with Jett.
Yes.
Right? Like I feel like you take as much.
Well, I was injured for a year, so
that's true.
I was injured for a season, so that season I did travel with him and support him, and
but I think there's a lot of pride in you when you see Jett.
Oh yeah,
standing on top.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think that he can't drop his guard down at all. I mean, it's not
a couple guys ready to.
I mean, he's good, but there are some guys that are also good. So it really depends on the day, to be honest. So that's where the possibility lies.
Right. All right. Advice to young up and coming riders that are getting into wake surfing.
Advice. Yeah, I mean, if you enjoy it, keep doing it. If it's making you struggle and challenges you, keep doing it. Don't give up, for sure. If you give up, then you'll have regret, and regret sucks. So just keep at it, and you'll get better, dude. Trust me. Hours on the boat gets you better, not skill most of the time. So
nice. Sponsors who keep Sean going.
Oh,
this is your time to give your thanks.
Phase 5. Roswell Marine and Centurion Boats is a big one, and then X Insurance and Detour Sunglasses.
X Insurance, those guys are pretty rad.
Yeah,
you've done some crazy stuff with
them. They are. If you ever need a live feed, they'll do it.
That's awesome.
They're into the live feeds.
Nice.
They're great. They're a great company, and if you need insurance, they cover anything and everything. So.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say? Any last words?
I mean, thank you to Max for giving me an opportunity, obviously, and I'm so glad it worked out for you and me. Man, it's been a sick ride, and I don't see me leaving anytime soon. So I apologize for that in advance, but. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger. So.
There you go. Perfect.
And thanks for being an inspiration.
Absolutely.
And man, thanks for watching.
Awesome. That's it. We'll see you guys next time with
On the Prop.
Beyond the Prop.
Beyond the Prop.
We will have Caro in here next.
Oh, really?
Caro the legend.
Oh!
Yes. So
Nice.
stoked on that one. That's it. Sweet.